Welcome, race fans, to the Racing Roundup Show. For 39 years and counting, we are your destination for news and interviews from within the Wisconsin racing scene, the upper Midwest, and the world of motorsports. Thank you for joining us for America's longest-running weekly motorsports program held in front of a live audience. You still have time to join the racing crowd live and in person for tonight's show. And now, here is the host of the Racing Roundup Show, Jim Trado.
Hey, gang. How you doing, everybody? Good to see you here on a Tuesday night. It's July 25th. We're back here hanging out with you at Polly's Pub and Eatery. And, man, we have a show for you guys. It's going to be a lot of fun. We want to thank some sponsors that help make the show possible for 39 years and counting. We're hanging out with you here at Polly's, a great supporter of our program. We also want to thank Greenfield Gallery for hosting us last week at the big car show in McGuanago. That was a blast. Thank you, Midwest Truck Series, and also thank you, Toe Creek Automotive, for your continued awesome support. We have a slam pack show tonight, and we're giving stuff away. We have great giveaways after the show like we do every week. However, tonight, your chance to win, whether you're sitting at home or you're hanging out with us here at Polly's Pub and Eatery, a Dale Earnhardt number 3 7-time champion leather jacket we're giving away. And we're also going to have a chance to win some other cool prizes, including 2 tickets to the Country in the Berg concerts. It's Friday and Saturday night in Cedarburg, August 25, 26. More details on that. You can sign up to win those via email or here at the show for the next couple of weeks. We've been doing the show for a long time. We've never talked to a driver that has won the amount of money this driver did in a wonderful race a couple of Saturdays ago. Let's look at the driver from Pennsylvania, the number 1S Shark Racing machine, the $1 million man, Logan Schuchart, to the Racing Roundup Show. Congrats, young man, on winning $1 million payday. It's awesome to have you at our show here in Wisconsin. Thanks, man.
Thank you very much. Appreciate it. Thanks for having me on.
We got the chance to see your grandfather, Scruffy, in 1985 race here in Wisconsin for the first time, and I've been a huge fan of his since. You've adapted what is now your great-grandfather's Shark on the that was on his fighter plane on your race car. It's Shark Week, and we get to talk to the $1 million man. This is kind of cool, all in one place. How excited are you still about winning the $1 million that Tony Stewart put up at Eldora last Saturday?
We're pretty excited. The money hasn't hit the bank account yet, so it hasn't totally hit home yet. But it's just to win a race of that magnitude. You know, I said before the race, or maybe a little bit afterwards, about how I still haven't won a crown jewel race. You know, we've won some bigger races, some 50,000 to win shows at Jackson. We won the Ironman 55. We ran second in every crown jewel event, but I've never won one.
And this is on the eve of the King's Royal that paid $175 to win that you raced on that following Saturday. But take us through the plan. How soon did you guys realize how important that week was? I understand you guys built a brand new car to debut at Eldora, and man, that thing had speed on Wednesday night. That certainly proved out to your favor on Thursday.
Well, we knew it's been something that's been building all year since PRI when they announced it. It's been something that's been in the back of everybody's mind all season. You know, we're doing our normal week-to-week basis. We've had some big races leading up to it, but $1 million is a lot of money, and we knew that that race was coming sooner or later. So you try and stay focused on the race at hand, the task at hand, but you're going to have that, come July, mid-July, we're going to have $1 million to win race. So it's definitely in the back of everybody's mind, but try to treat it like any other race, even though that's kind of a hard thing to do, but that's the right way to go about it. You treat it like any other race, try and do the best job you can, try and prepare the best as possible, and then just go after it. But no, it was it seemed like it all worked out just like we hoped for, we planned for. We stay on Wednesday, put ourselves in and just capitalize every moment that we could on Thursday to make it happen.
Talk about Logan Schuchart. The prelim night was Wednesday, but the importance of getting that front row start and then being able to control the race. I remember hearing David Gravel after the race say, I was as fast as Logan, but I couldn't catch him. Your pace was incredible. They got up to speed, if you will, but you had to really be thankful for the fact that you got such good, clean starts and restarts in that race to let them know, hey, you got to catch me. It's going to take a little while because I'm really fast tonight. How was that mindset? How do you live for those moments saying, okay, I've earned the pole position. No one's getting by me tonight?
Well, in all racing, you got to be good in the area. And for us, like I said a little bit earlier, we finished second in the King's Royal in 2009 races. We couldn't get our car to take off on restarts. I'd sit still, engine would bog down, and I'd sit almost a couple seconds, it seemed like, before the car would take off. And we were winning that race. We started 12th. We're winning that race, until halfway. It was a restart, and we lost the lead on a restart to Brad Sweet, who ended up going on to win the race. So for us, it was getting a car to take off, and that was a big part of what we won on Thursday, is how well our car took off, how well we would get off the line, beat the second place car to the flag stand, and then it would be, like you said, it was my race from turn one on to set a good pace, hit my marks, and let those guys try to run me down.
Speaking of Logan Schuchart, won the Eldora $1 million race that Tony Stewart put together for Eldora. It was a winged open show. You're racing for World of Outlaws points as well. With this money, that when it gets to the bank account, what's this going to allow you guys to do that you may not have had a chance to or had the budget to till now? Because now we're into August. There's some more big paydays on the horizon. You're also racing for the World of Outlaws Championship there, sitting fourth in points. What does this influx of cash for you, not just the confidence, but the money, what can that do to help you guys through the rest of this season?
Well, a big part of it is, we have a lot of great partners and sponsors, manufacturers that help us out, let us, borrow parts or, get what we need from them at the beginning of the year and let us pay as the year goes on. We're able to pay those bills off. Obviously that makes them happy. And, we can actually get started on next year with what we need to do in our cars and, how we're going to build our race team to be in more prepared anyways for 2024. And, but also wanted to, we've been planning to do, we have a lot of, four great crew members with Lonnie Judy, Brendan Collum, Tyler Garber, Blake. They do an awesome, and, apartments at our race shop, but, for guys, so we're trying to build some more apartments in the race shop, just better living quarters for them. So you got to take care of your guys, and that's what we want to do. So we're also trying to work on getting a toter home. For my team, currently use a semi rig, and it'd be better. The toter home setup for what we do is definitely better. So those guys can get showers after the race, have their own spot, a place to stay. So we want to try and take care of our crew.
Well, Logan Schuchart, let me be the first guy in 7 or 8 days or 9 days to say, I don't want anything from you. I don't want to make sure you remember that $5 bet we had in grade school. I'm not going to be that guy. I'm just so happy for you guys and all you're able to put together, and for your team and your family to celebrate like you did. You earned this one, and it's been a pleasure to have you on our show for the first time in a long time. We had you on many years ago, but it's such a great occasion to relive, and I hope you get to ride this wave for quite some time and win that championship as well. Thank you, Logan, for joining us on the show.
Hey, thank you for having me. I appreciate it. I like your setup back there. It looks really cool.
Yeah,
so,
we got more trinkets.
Glad to be.
Thanks, everybody. How about a hand for Logan Schuchart for joining us on the program? Thank you, Greg Lapine, for lining that up. What a great dude, and he's a really, really hard-charging racer. And I'm talking about a family that knows how to race and do what they can. Now this extra budget, man, it's going to be awesome to see how these guys will put one on them as soon as they can, running for the World of Outlaws Championship and racing for more big money this year. We want to take a commercial break, but before we do, we want to tell you who else is on the program. Come on down, bring the camera, bring the kids. Right out here, we got Dick Trickle's ASA car that Tate Baumer now owns. Tate brought that car as raced by Dick Trickle. It's got the 99 on the door, the Trickle name underneath. We're talking 2001 era, 2002 era of ASA cars, so that's a really cool car to have here tonight only. It's got the AC Delco Challenge Series sticker on the dashboard. Tate brought that car. He also brought his current driver, Tucker Miller, with him. We'll talk to him as well. The current leader in the Red, White, and Blue State Championship Series, that big, prestigious racing going on at Kaukauna. They run once in June, once in July, once in August. We have the point leader on tonight. We'll talk about August 10th. We'll talk about the great season that Sawyer Efforts has had thus far this year in the Fox River Racing Club. That super late model driver is here tonight with his buddies and crew members. So looking forward to talking to Sawyer tonight. It's also time to talk to IRA Outlaw Sprints racer Danny Schlafer of Schlafer Auto Body. He's got a lot going on. It's a big week for him. His dad's birthday was yesterday, so it's cool to know that Danny will be on the program here with us as well. And we're going to talk to Josh Palicki. We were hoping to have NASCAR star Josh Palicki, who still lives in Slinger. We hope to have him sit next to me here in a few minutes. However, he's in a different kind of seat. We'll find out where he is at in a few minutes on the Racing Roundup Show. Stick around. We're live at Polly's Pub and Eatery. We'll be right back.
Thanks for tuning in to the Racing Roundup Show. Check out our website, racingroundupshow.com, and like our show on Facebook. Join us on Twitter and Instagram at Racing Roundup. We're coming right back after these messages from our awesome show sponsors.
Add value and beauty to your home or commercial property with professional landscaping from Central Services Company, Incorporated. The team at Central Services is their personal choice of over 45 years of satisfied customers in Southeast Wisconsin for landscape design, construction, and grounds maintenance. Call Central Services at 262-548-0005 for all your landscaping and lawn care needs. No job is too large or too small. From lawn fertilization and weed control to award-winning landscape construction and building your backyard patio oasis, Central Services is your full-service landscape company. Call the experts at Central Services at 262-548-0005 for a free, no-obligation consultation at your home or business. Find out why Central Services can provide you with the visual difference in the art of landscaping and lawn care. Call 262-548-0005. Central Services, the visual difference in landscaping.
ARR has been recycling for over 80 years and is here to help you with your spring cleaning. Take them your recyclable metals and they'll pay you cash. ARR buys aluminum, brass, copper, lead, and steel. And contractors, ARR has a bonus program just for you that puts more cash in your pocket. Find their full list of accepted materials at ARR1938.com. ARR with locations in West Dallas, Waukesha, and Milwaukee, right next to Miller Park. ARR Recycling since 1938.
Need a pack and move? Well, we do a lot of them. And we have all the proper materials to pack your belongings safe and sound so they arrive in the same condition as they went out in. Packing boxes, bubble wrap, mirror packs, lamp boxes, dish packs. We get the job done right. Packed and labeled properly so it all ends up in the right spot in your new place. This is Rick Vanderboom. Blue Mountain Express Moving and Storage will improve your move.
BlueMountainExpress.com. We will improve your move.
Statewide.
Greenfield Gallery wants to buy your racing collection. Do you have die-cast cars from IndyCar, Sprint Car, or short tracks? Greenfield Gallery wants them. If you have old racing programs, racing photos, and negatives, Greenfield Gallery wants those too. Contact Ralph Hibbert Jr. at Greenfield Gallery, who wants to buy your racing collection. Ralph also has an ever-changing eBay store full of racing collectibles. Search Greenfield Gallery. Email Ralph right now to get connected. His email address is ralph@greenfieldgallery.net.
Like our show on Facebook and share our content with other race fans. We hope to see you at one of our upcoming shows too. Join racers, other race fans, and win prizes. Now let's get back to more of the Racing Roundup Show.
We're having a ball, hanging out with you tonight at Polly's Pub and Eatery. We got Sawyer Efforts here. He's got a lot to talk about. Danny Schleifer also brought some shirts. Thank you, Sawyer, for bringing shirts. Tate Baumer brought some shirts to give away. That's incentive. I got a Tate Baumer hat. I'm not going to take it home. You're going to win this. You got to be here at Polly's, though, to win these cool items that we're talking about. We got this Dale Earnhardt jacket over here I got to tell you about. This is our NASCAR segment of the show, so that'll be bringing it up during the Interstate Batters of Southeast Wisconsin NASCAR segment. That Goodwrench jacket, our engineer Dave Schmalzer has owned and I think has never worn. It's a leather Dale Earnhardt 7-time champion GM Goodwrench jacket. We're giving that thing away. I'm like, how can we do this properly? Well, if you want to win the jacket, you have to be here at the show and put a number 3 on your entry slip or email us. RacingRoundup@gmail.com. RacingRoundup@gmail.com. Type in the subject line, Dale Jacket. Simple as that. We're going to give it away in a couple weeks if you want to win the Dale Earnhardt jacket. And by the way, it's reversible. On the inside's not leather, but it's got a cool number 3 on the chest, all black. Really cool, reversible jacket. So thank you, Dave Schmalzer. It's a Chase Authentic, RCR, the whole shebang. We're giving that jacket away. You got to sign up to win here at the show for the next couple of weeks or email us with the subject line, Dale Jacket, to racingroundup@gmail.com. It's time for the Interstate Batters of Southeast Wisconsin NASCAR Report. We are talking to a driver that's going to be racing this weekend in the Road America. In the Road America 180, it's a NASCAR Xfinity Series race. He's raced in the last 7 NASCAR Xfinity Series races at Road America, where it all began for this young driver, now living in Slinger, Wisconsin. Let's welcome on the phone Josh Balicki. Josh, welcome back to the Racing Roundup Show.
Hey, thank you guys for having me. And first of all, I apologize for not being there in person. We're actually up in Chilton right now at Gravity Park running some laps in the sprint car I'll be racing on Friday. So
you're crazy. You're absolutely crazy, Josh.
Some changes
you're
to
crazy.
The car, and
yeah.
There's a strong possibility that I'm going to miss hot laps in this car because I'll be qualifying in the NASCAR Xfinity Series. So I appreciate you guys having me on.
Josh, you're crazy because not many guys would say, you know what, I want to take everything I have to go racing in NASCAR, which you've done this year again. This will be your 8th straight NASCAR Xfinity Series race at Road America. But now you said, you know what, I might want to try going sprint car racing. Who in the world gave you a shot in an MSA sprint car a couple weeks ago that now you're like, yep, I'm in for the Road America Challenge this Friday at Plymouth?
Randy Sipple gave me that shot. So this is something I wanted to do for a while. Honestly, I didn't think that it would be turned into what it has. We ran a couple races last weekend, 2 actually. We just had 2 races scheduled, and we've already added 2 more. So a total of 4 races so far in our schedule. It's really cool. I think you know me. I like to be versatile, and
Yeah.
whether it's sports cars or racing a dirt bike or a sprint car or a NASCAR race car, I think it all helps. It all helps when I'm racing Saturday in the Xfinity Series and Sunday in the Cup Series. So the sprint car, let me tell you, is probably the most fun thing I've ever done. But it's the most foreign, too. It's so unique, and it's so out of this world from what I'm used to. So I'm having fun learning the car. It's a lot of fun. We've had some decent results so far, so hopefully we can go in on Friday and have a really solid result.
Josh Blicky joining us in between hot laps at Gravity Park tonight in an MSA 360 dirt sprint car. Wing on top. Have you played around with the wing adjustments? Have they given you the green light on that yet, Josh?
Yeah, so funny story. The first ever time I drove the car was 2 weeks ago on Tuesday up in Eagle River Speedway. And I was wearing a Fitbit on my left wrist. And I had accidentally moved the wing all the way back without even knowing. My Fitbit was so bulky, it kept hitting that knob, moving it back. I had no idea that I moved it back until after the session. Randy Sipple, he kind of asked me, he's like, why'd you move the wing back? I'm like, what are you talking about? I didn't move the wing back. So I got a taste of that wing adjustment right away in my first session. And he actually put a ratchet strap around it for the rest of the night so I wouldn't move it back. But he took that off the first night that I raced at Plymouth, and I have been playing with it. That's really the only adjustment that I have in the car, and it does a lot for sure. Moving that wing back is pretty cool. So, yeah, there's a lot to learn in this car. Having that wing adjustment definitely helps. And today there's a very, very slick track here up in Chilton. There's been no track prep, so I'll definitely be moving it back some more tonight, too.
So you want some dry slick situations on Friday night. It's an MSA IRA bumper-to-bumper IRL sprint car show, as a matter of fact. It's this Friday, including IRA Lightning Sprint, so it's all sprint cars. This Friday night, you mentioned there's some track time at Road America Friday afternoon. Are you going to get a helicopter ride over there, Josh? Or are you just going to take the Ziegler Auto Group Chevrolet truck over there? What are you going to do to transport yourself?
I'm going to have my dad be my chauffeur and take my Chevy Silverado, pick me up right away after qualifying. It's going to be really tight, actually. I think they moved the show back an hour from what it normally starts, though. So usually those Plymouth races start at 6. From my understanding, this starts at 7 this Friday. So
all right.
That'll be very helpful because otherwise I definitely would be missing hot laps. So yeah, man, I'm excited to do double duty in a form that I've never done before. Usually double duty for me looks like the NASCAR Xfinity Series and the Cup Series, but to run the Xfinity race at Road America and the sprint car at Plymouth Dirt Track, it's going to be a really fun weekend, and I'm so excited.
Let's talk about TrimTex coming back as a sponsor, your original sponsor, still your helmet sponsor. They're going to sponsor Mario Goslin's 91 that you're going to drive at Road America this Saturday. I'd say just like the last time you ran there, man, you got a good shot at doing some really good business here at a track you know very well. Talk about your chances and thoughts and hopes for Saturday.
Yeah, I'm excited to have TrimTex drywall products back on the car. TrimTex has been my longest real sponsor, and they sponsored me from the Spec Miata days in SCCA. Took me to my first pro race in IMSA in 2015, and that was at Road America. So it's kind of coming full circle to have TrimTex back on the car as the primary sponsor. The car looks phenomenal. TrimTex has been a supporter of mine since 2013, and the last couple of years they haven't really been on a race car of mine, but they've been a helmet sponsor of mine. So they're a personal sponsor of mine. And to have them come back and be on my car as a primary sponsor is really special. So, honestly, talking about the track and the race weekend, I think, I don't want to sound cocky, but I think I'm the most prepared. I'm probably one of the only drivers in the Xfinity Series that has time on this new surface. And the new surface is going to be a challenge, but it's going to be fast for sure. I've kind of got to experience the track change. When the surface was first paved, didn't have a lot of grip, and it was actually a couple seconds slower. But now there's a lot of rubber down. The Trans Am Series race there a couple weeks ago, the IndyCar race there about a month ago. They just had a big vintage race weekend this last weekend. So the track is definitely rubbered up. Over the last month, I'd say there were a lot of track records that were set. IndyCar was really close to setting the track record. The Trans Am Series set track records. So the track's going to be really fast, and I'm very fortunate to have had laps on the new surface. So going into practice on Friday, I feel really good. DJM Racing has brought some really fast race cars to the track on the road courses especially. And, I really enjoy working with Mario and his team. And we're going to be looking for that top 10, maybe top 5. And Jeremy Clements did it a couple of years ago, had an upset win. It's going to take some strategy, but we're going to definitely be pulling those strings if we can, and maybe getting off sequence if we can try to score an upset win.
We don't only be cheering for you, Josh. It'll be your sixth Xfinity start of this season. You've had a handful of Cup starts this year. Where will we see you? If we can't make it this Saturday, we're going to watch and set our DVRs and come up and watch you for sure. But if we can't see you at Road America this Saturday, where's your next NASCAR opportunity after you win the big sprint car race Friday night, the Road America Challenge, and Road America on Saturday in the 180-lap Xfinity Series race, 180 mile, excuse me.
Yeah, so I'm very blessed. I have a very busy month, which starts this weekend, as you mentioned, in the Sprint Car Friday, in the Xfinity car on Saturday. Next week, I'll be in Michigan in the NASCAR Cup Series, driving the number 78 Ziegler Auto Group car. That's Ziegler Auto Group's home race. They're from Michigan, so that's a big race for us. So 2 back-to-back home races for my team and my sponsors and I. I'm looking forward to that. Then the weekend after that, we're at the Indianapolis Road Course, where I'll be doing double duty again. But in 2 NASCAR race cars. So between the NASCAR Xfinity Series and the NASCAR Cup Series, that'll be a double duty weekend there. After that, we go to Watkins Glen. I'll be back in the Cup Series there. And then to top it all off, we're adding the NASCAR Truck Series race at the end of the month, at the end of August at Milwaukee Miles. So
hey, really good to know. Great to know.
Yeah, we haven't formally announced that yet, so some people might hear this for the first time right now. We can't announce a team. Matter of fact, I'm still working on sponsorship opportunities. So if there's any sponsors out there that are interested to partner with the Wisconsin driver, we definitely have partnership opportunities available. But we locked that race in, so that's really high on my list too. To have 2 home races, within a month is really special. The Road America race is going to be fun for me, but going to Milwaukee Mile is going to be really cool to have the NASCAR Truck Series back there, and I hope it's a sign of things to come, because that track is deserving of IndyCar races, and it's deserving of maybe a Cup race one day. I've never raced on the circle track there. I've only raced on the infield road course, and most people listening to this probably don't even know there is an infield. But I raced a Spec Miata, Mazda Miata on the infield back in 2011. So, over 10 years later, coming back to race a NASCAR race there is really cool for me, and we hope to have some really cool sponsors lined up for that, so we can go out there and run really well for our team.
Should be great. Josh, we'll let you put the arm restraints back on, get that suit zipped up, and get that helmet ready to go. Visor down, have some fun tonight at Chilton, at Gravity Park in Chilton, Wisconsin. And looking forward to seeing a bunch of fans cheer you on Friday night at the Road America Challenge at Plymouth Dirt Track with all the sprint cars in action, as well as on Saturday. Head up to Road America, roadamerica.com. They still have camping spots available. Enjoy the great weekend at America's National Park of Speed as well. And cheer on Josh Palicki. How about I say it for Josh Palicki for joining us in between sessions here on the dirt track. Josh, thanks again. Appreciate it, my friend.
Thanks, guys, for having me. And I'm going to add one more thing.
Yeah.
I know the Cup Series isn't at Road America this year, but the Xfinity Series is. I always think the Xfinity Series race there is spectacular. So I hope there's just as many fans there. I know that they're still selling tickets. So if you guys are interested in coming, you can just drive up or you can go to roadamerica.com, as you mentioned, and buy some tickets. So I hope to see a lot of fans there. It's going to be a fun weekend. So we'll see you guys up there.
Josh, thanks again. Absolutely. He's racing again Friday night in the Bumper to Bumper IR Outlaws Sprint Series. They're headlining the 3rd annual Road America Sprint Challenge. It's this Friday night at Plymouth Dirt Track. See IRA's best take on some surprise travelers as they aim for a $5,000 to win check. That's in the 410 sprint cars. Josh is racing in the 360s. Check this out. Not only are you going to see the IRA regulars, you're also going to have Knoxville Nationals past champion Craig Kinzer racing. Multi-time All-Stars champ from Ohio, Greg Wilson racing. Indiana's Tyler Rankin and California's Joey Myers. They're all making the trip to Plymouth Dirt Track for this Friday night's Road America Sprint Car Challenge, which also includes Josh Palicki racing against the MSA Sprint Car guys. That's their home track for the 360s there in a support role. The Road America Sprint Car Challenge is this Friday at Plymouth Dirt Track. You can also see the IR Outlaws at Wilmot Raceway on Saturday night. That's this weekend. They want you to come feel the thunder Friday and Saturday with the bumper-to-bumper IR Outlaws. It's going to be kind of cool to see how they shake things out at Plymouth on Friday, Wilmot on Saturday. A couple of other news items in the world of NASCAR. If you were not around this past weekend, perhaps you're hanging out on a boat or a racetrack, or you're waiting to tape and watch them, we want to tell you that this is the NASCAR Report brought to you by Interstate Batteries of Southeast Wisconsin. Interstate Batteries is the #1 replacement battery in North America. They also are proud sponsors of Joe Gibbs Racing, and they have a battery for every need. Check out interstatebatteries.com for a dealer near you. This report is also brought to you by what Josh Palicki is going to be doing the end of the month of August. NASCAR's return to the Milwaukee Mile. He's racing a truck. Tickets are now available for a racing doubleheader on Sunday, August 27th. That's the date, which starts with Luke Fenhouse competing in the Sprecher 150 ARCA Menard Series race, followed by Ty Majeski, Josh Palicki. Some other Wisconsin drivers I heard are coming, leading the other playoff contenders in the Clean Harbors 175 NASCAR Craftsman Truck Series race. Visit MilwaukeeMileRacing.com for information. A couple of newsworthy items from Pocono. I was there on Friday for the ARCA race. Congrats to Jesse Love for winning that one. Danny Hamlin won his record 7th Pocono race on the Cup side on Sunday, where he was met with a shower of booze as he climbed out of his car on the front stretch. Hamlin ran under race restart leader Kyle Larson coming off of turn 1 with 7 laps to go. Nudged him as he went up the hill to find him. Hamlin drove up to the track, and Larson ended up picking off the outside wall and coming off the first corner, heading down the short straightaway to turn 2, and was not up to speed. He ended up finishing 20th. Hamlin ended up winning the race, and the fans did not like it. Tyler Reddick finished second. Martin Truex made it a podium sweep for Toyota in their 600th NASCAR National Series combined race win. Kyle Busch measured his former student at Kyle Busch Motorsports, Corey Heim, who raced with Kyle the last 2 years when they were both running Toyotas. Corey's running a Toyota now for Tricon, leading the points, doing a great job. But Kyle Busch had the best of him on the last lap in the tunnel turn, ducking underneath Corey Heim, made it too wide. Kyle Busch went on to win the truck race. And it happens to be the 100th race that Kyle Busch Motorsports has won. In that series, Kyle's accounted for 64 of those among the 18 drivers that have raced for Kyle Busch Motorsports in the truck series that have won in NASCAR. Great pit strategy by crew chief Joe Scheer Jr. got Ty Majeski into position to finish 6th. The Wisconsin connection of crew chief and driver are now locked into the playoffs. There's one more race this weekend in Richmond for the truck series. Their playoffs begin at IRP August 11th. Race number 2 of the truck playoffs right here at Milwaukee, across the street at the Milwaukee Mile on August 27th. The NASCAR Xfinity Series, they were at Pocono as well. Franklin, Wisconsin, Sam Mayer tied his career best finish of 2nd in the Xfinity Series on Sunday afternoon at Pocono. Race winner Austin Hill pushed race dominator Josh Berry into turn 1, probably farther than Josh wanted. He actually got up in the marbles. Berry's car got up in the marbles, and on the last lap, Berry drove under Hill for the lead, but Hill prevailed. And as Josh was just trying to get back in line, trying to save his piece, he banged into Sam Mayer's car, right front tire to the door, number 1 on the side. Sam felt bad. He ended up going on to finish in 2nd, but it also cut down Berry's tire. He finished well back on the day, out of the top 20, as a matter of fact. But a good run by Sam. Not so great run by Parker Rutzlaff from Rhinelander. They're going to be racing this Saturday at Road America this weekend. The NASCAR Xfinity Series races at Elkhart Lakes, Road America. There are support races, including the Optima Battery Ultimate Streetcar Challenge all day Saturday on the Briggs & Stratton Motorplex. NASCAR on track Friday afternoon at 4 for practice, followed by qualifying and NASCAR pre-race festivities starting at Saturday at 1:15 p.m. Get camping and ticket info at roadamerica.com, a great supporter of our program for a long time to come. The NASCAR Cup Series and Craftsman Truck Series race at Richmond Raceway this weekend. Saturday night is the truck race. Sunday afternoon is the Cup race. And that's the final race of the regular season for the Truck Series in 2023. Also, congrats quickly to Joseph Newgarden, who won both Hy-Vee IndyCar races at Iowa Speedway over the weekend. Doubleheader there. Great crowds, great bands. Had a lot of fun. Glad to see that IndyCar is doing some great things here in the upper Midwest, and maybe they'll be playing across the street before you know it. That certainly is something we'll keep following here on the program. Lots to cover. Tate Baumer's here. Tucker Miller's here as well. When we come back, we're talking to Sawyer Efforts, who now leads the Red, White, Blue State Championship Series and racing for a championship at Wisconsin International Raceway. Sawyer's our guest next on the program.
Join the racing crowd every Tuesday night at 6 p.m. Central all season long. Share what you love about short track racing on our Facebook page and on Twitter and Instagram at Racing Roundup. We'll be right back with more of the Racing Roundup Show.
Olson's Outdoor Power Equipment is a fully equipped parts, sales, and service dealer of quality mowers, snow throws, trimmers, chainsaws, and more. Olson services what they sell, does warranty service work on big box store mowers, and their expert service technicians are ready to get your equipment running right. Put their stock parts department and friendly, knowledgeable staff to work for you. Visit the racers at Olson's Outdoor Power Equipment today at 14323 West College Avenue, just 1 mile east of Moreland Road in Muskego. Olson'sPower.com. Olson's Power Equipment.
Need a pack and move? Well, we do a lot of them. And we have all the proper materials to pack your belongings safe and sound so they arrive in the same condition as they went out in. Packing boxes, bubble wrap, mirror packs, lamp boxes, dish packs. We get the job done right. Packed and labeled properly so it all ends up in the right spot in your new place. This is Rick Vanderboom. Blue Mountain Express Moving and Storage will improve your move.
BlueMountainExpress.com. We will improve your move.
Statewide.
Get your whole family involved in affordable, competitive kart racing at Millwright Raceway in Dousman, Wisconsin, home of the Badger Kart Club. Walk the pit area, talk to racers, and check out the action from the grandstands. There's a play area for the kids and great food at the concession stand. Spectator admission is free. Badger Kart Club points racers and National Touring Series race on the challenging paved road course most Sundays from April through September. Badger Kart Club is well established and well respected. There's 15 classes and over 100 drivers racing every week. From ages 5 to 75, kart racing offers competition for generations of racers of all ages. Bring the kids and check out kart racing for yourself at one of America's finest kart tracks. This is where Alan Kowicki, Danica Patrick, Sam Mayer, and Josh Palicki got their start. Millwright Raceway is just south of I-94 in Dousman, 35 miles west of Milwaukee, and 45 miles east of Madison. For all the latest information, directions, and race schedule, visit BadgerKartClub.com.
427-1000 American Foundation. Cracks and leaks in your basement, have no fears. We've been fixing those things for over 60 years. Trust and dedication, that's American Foundation.
Call American right now for huge savings.
427-1000 American Foundation.
When we decided to get our crack-leaky basement done, I am so glad we called American Foundation. It gave us a sense of confidence, and it gave us our basement back.
And it was the right choice.
Thank you very much.
American Foundation Specialist has been fixing basements since 1947. Satisfied customers are the future at American. Call American for huge savings at
427-1000 American Foundation.
The Racing Roundup Show is America's longest-running weekly motorsports show held in front of a live audience. Once again, here is the trackside voice of the Daytona 500. You see him on MAV TV's coverage of the Lucas Oil Chili Bowl, the ASA Stars National Tour, and the 500 Sprint Car Tour. The host of our show, Jim Trado.
Hey everybody, welcome back to our program. We're hanging out here at Polly's Pub and Eatery, 81st and Greenfield, where they've got Brewer shuttles going on right now. Every Brewers home game except during State Fair. They have a shuttle right here from Polly's. Pop on in. They'll tell you all about it. You get a free ride to and from the game. Just have a couple of pops here. Take you to the front gate, pick you up, bring you right back to Polly's. No parking hassles at any Brewer game. They do a lot of concerts in the area as well. Doesn't have to be the big ones. They do a bunch of different rides all over the place, near and far. So check out Polly's Pub and Eatery on Facebook or their website, pollyspubhandeatery.com. Hey, if you're looking to sell or buy a home or commercial property, choose Matt Rapina, Caldwell Banker Home Sale Realty. Enlist them with confidence. Hire a realtor that has the knowledge and expertise to get your deal done. Not all realtors are the same. Choose Caldwell Banker Home Sale Realty and list it with Matt Rapina. Knowledge is power. Hire knowledge. Visit mattropina.com, mattropina.com. This evening we have giveaways thanks to our guests tonight on the program. We also have bottles of Anderson's Pure Maple Syrup, race tickets to the NASCAR weekly action at Rockford Speedway in their 76th and final season. Got 2 of those for any regular Saturday night show. T-shirts thanks to our guest Sawyer Efforts. Racing shirts from Danny Schlafer and Tate Baumer. Thanks, guys. Racing shirts, diecast cars, and racing hats from Greenfield Gallery Sales on Facebook. And Diecast Jim is here tonight. Thanks, Jim, for bringing down the old McDonald's 94 Bill Elliott. Jim's here tonight for the first time since May. He's had some health stuff going on. Looking great. Good to see Diecast Jim here with us tonight again. And if you want to win this Dale Earnhardt jacket, write down the number 3 on your entry slip tonight at the show, or send us an email saying Dale Jacket in the subject line to racingroundup@gmail.com. More on that as we go. If you like country music, stay tuned. We got something to give you as well, a chance to win some really cool concert tickets here in a little while. Right now, Dean Strom is ready to kick some, kick some boots off maybe? Boot scoot, is that the word?
I was momentarily distracted by the dirt late models that we have.
Quiet. Yeah, we got some racing going on here on the show. We got plenty of dirt racing to talk about too, Dean.
Bonafide Security Solutions brings us the short track report. Speaking of Bonafide night at the Racing Roundup show, Jim's coming up. What is that, 3 weeks from tonight? Tuesday, August 15th, when we go back to Lynch's live, Highway 100 and Lincoln in West Dallas. So keep that one on your calendar.
Yep.
Bonafide Security Solutions for camera alarm systems for your home, business, program card access, gun safes. It's a lock. Support the racers at Team Bonafide by calling 262-790-9400 or go online, bonafidesafe.com. They protect what you value. Big congratulations. Anderson's Pure Maple Syrup sponsored Bill Baylog. Jimmy went back-to-back in All-Star Circuit of Champions. That is awesome. Saturday night and Sunday night, both in Illinois. The North Pole Nightmare said fast time, won the dash, led every lap Saturday at Spoon River. Then Sunday, he earned the pole, sped off, then held off Kerry Madsen and Zeb Wise. on a late restart to win Sunday night at Red Hill Raceway.
I was watching that on the flow, man. I'm telling you what, he was on it. He got the front row, and he was gone, and then they started catching him. Carey, Madsen was on a tear. Zeb Wise, they're throwing sliders at each other. And every time they're doing that, they actually got closer to Billy, who was stuck running the cushion. I mean, he did a perfect job. Caution with 4 to go.
Oof.
Billy took care of it.
There you go.
See you, boys. Enjoy yourself. Play him for a second. I'm going. I'm getting the big check. Great race.
CKContractorsLLC.com brings us the CK Contractors Autometer Wisconsin Wingless Sprints coverage. Hire the pros at CK Contractors for Lake Michigan shore restoration, lot grading, excavation and grading, retention pond building, and more. Recent show guest Clayton Rossman leads the CK Contractors Wisconsin Wingless Sprints return to Wilmot Raceway this Saturday night, where they will be joined by the stars of the Bumper to Bumper IRA Outlaws Sprints. IRA Lightning Sprints also in action. So the sprint, the IRA is at Wilmot on Saturday, and then you talk to Josh. They are at Plymouth on Friday, along with the 360s. So a good doubleheader weekend. Congrats to Midwest Truck Series race winner Dylan Schuyler on his Jefferson Speedway victory Saturday night in the Lynch Racing number 60 Chevy. That was good to see. They tore it up a few weeks ago across the street. Bad. So to fix it and put it in victory lane, that's pretty cool. It was a big one this past Saturday night at Dells Raceway Park with big money on the line. The Assembly Products All-Star Shootout. Not surprising that the guy who has been so strong in late model competition at DRP the past few years took home the big paycheck. Of course, speaking of past Racing Roundup show guest, Mike Litchfield. Litchfield held off Kendrick Cryer and Brady Bill at the line. Zach Riddle, Nick Nolden completed the top 5. Matt Pate beat Bill Preetzel and Weston Marthaler to claim the modified win. Dave Trout took home the big loot in the Sportsman feature.
Got it.
See what I did there?
They paid more money, too.
Yeah, they did.
Big money.
Pro Late Model Sportsmen's Bandits, Legends, and Bandos are on tap this Saturday night at Dells Raceway Park, qualifying at 4:30, racing at 6 o'clock. Don't forget to purchase your tickets ahead of time and save time at the ticket booth by going to DellsRacewayPark.com. Jesse Bernhagen continues to roll in pro late model competition at Slinger Super Speedway. But this one seemed to be a lot tougher. Bernhagen needed to fend off a spirited challenge from fast qualifier Mike Held and Dennis Brunty. So now including the non-points win in the prelim to the Nationals, Bernhagen has won 7 features at Slinger this season. Jake Strafnagel edged Dale Leakus Jr. and Brady Held to claim the Sportsman feature headliner. Jim, these days we don't have very many upsets for the ages in short track racing.
Okay. You got me. I'm interested. You're teasing this up in here.
Man, we had one Saturday night at State Park Speedway in Wausau for the Larry Deachens Memorial 125, the ASA Midwest Tour. Brock Heinrich, super late model points leader at State Park Speedway on their Thursday night program. So you think, well, the guy who's leading the points, it's not going to be an upset, right? They didn't know they were racing until Friday, Thursday night or Friday.
It was a Saturday race.
A Saturday race. Yeah. They didn't show up on the entry list until, let's say, Friday morning because they couldn't afford it. They couldn't afford to run the tour race. They're running weekly, every week. They're just doing everything they can. They couldn't afford to run a tour race. They have sponsors step up at the last minute to buy them tires, buy them fuel, buy them pit passes, everything, get him to the racetrack. He starts 8th, and he goes on and wins. It was just awesome. Small family team. And
were you there to call it on MidwestTour.tv?
I was.
Right.
I was. They thought they were spending their Saturday on the boat. They had it all figured out. They're going to be on the boat on Saturday. Instead, they ended up in Victory Lane. It was really pretty cool indeed. This kid, Brock Heinrich, has got some personality. He's got a mohawk. He's fan favorite. He comes out during driver introductions, with the rock and roll tongue sticking out and, rock on and everything like that. And that big tough personality. When he got to Victory Lane, there was tears. Yeah. He was shaking. He couldn't hardly get his helmet off. I mean, it was really cool to see. And then 15-year-old Jevin Goralski finished second in his series debut. Afterwards, he said, I was just planning on being a field filler. And I finished second. So it was an awesome race. Career best ASA Midwest Tour finish for Levon Vandergeest at his home track. Luke Fenhouse started 18th, raced up to 4th. Complexion of the race changed with 5 to go when leaders John Beal and Gabe Summers got tangled up. Both got sent to the rear for their involvement in the caution. Just a lot of fun. It was a really fun race. If you don't have that Midwest Tour TV subscription, or if you do, you can go back and watch it because it's archived. It was a lot of fun. I don't have to tell you this, Jim.
What?
I should tell these people. We're going to be live next week.
Yep.
At the ASA Midwest Tour, ASA Stars National Tour race at the front gates of Wisconsin International Raceway in Kaukauna on August 1st.
Had Sawyer known that, he just would have stayed there. Wouldn't have to come down to the show this
right?
week.
Yeah, right.
It all came down to .0004 second margin of victory in the 300-lap ISS.
Wait a minute. 300-lap enduro.
300-lap enduro.
At Madison. Comes down to what?
.0004 seconds. Photo finish.
After 300 laps.
Yes. I'm not quite sure how that can happen.
Wow.
But it's crazy. Yep. Banging with lap cars as they cross the finish line. Isaac Bray by a whisker over recent show guest Kyle Stark for the memorable win. This Friday at Madison International Speedway, it's double features, all divisions, including the NASCAR late models, Misfits, six shooters, plus the Upper Midwest Vintage Series on Racers Reunion Night. Indiana Sprint Week for the USAC Sprint Cars rolls on. 4 nights in, 4 to go. The series races tomorrow at the Terre Haute Action Track. So far in Indiana Sprint Week, Justin Grant is the only multi-feature winner. Tonight's high limit sprint car racing with Kyle Larson, racing in the field at Grandview Speedway in Pennsylvania. It's postponed by rain until tomorrow night. It'll be streamed live on Flow Racing. Tyler Rohrig raced from 8th to the lead in the 40-lap 500 sprint car race, a 500 sprint car tour race Saturday night, Berlin Raceway in Michigan. Third-generation driver raced to a 7.4-second margin over Kyle O'Gara. Recent show guest Cody Swanson finished third. Swanson, by the way, also won this past week USAC Silver Crown race. Thursday night did so at Winchester. You are headed. I'm jealous.
Yep.
I don't have to tell you where you're headed.
Nope.
Well, some weeks I think I do need to tell you where you're headed. Yeah.
I was just trying. My dad's here tonight. I was like, oh, wait a minute. Where am I going?
Where
this
am I
weekend?
going? Nashville.
I'm going to Nashville Fairgrounds Speedway.
That
They've
is
got
awesome.
7 divisions of racing, which is always fun to watch on the quarter mile and the Big 5 Ace. And I'll be there calling with Dave Argabright the 500 Sprint Car Tour 40-lap feature on the big half. So looking forward to
Should
that.
be
It'll
fun.
be aired on MAV TV on an upcoming Monday. On Monday night's All-American Racing, and it's also going to be streamed live on MAV TV on Flow Racing.
Pretty cool venue.
Saturday night.
I'm
Yeah.
jealous.
It's really cool.
But,
You've been there. I've been there.
I've been there.
I can't
yeah,
wait. Yeah, it's going to be good.
I'm going to Richmond, so I guess I shouldn't be jealous. But
So now
I'm
the big
still-
NASCAR races.
I'm still jealous of you going
Saturday
to
night?
Saturday night trucks. Sunday afternoon cup
Yep.
in Richmond. Yeah.
We were going to talk about Thursday night, but why not talk to the man who lives it? Every Thursday at Wisconsin's Thursday Night Thunder, Fox River Racing Club races on Thursday nights in Kaukauna, Wisconsin International Raceway. We're taking our show there next week, Tuesday, for the big midweek show. But he's been the show this year when it comes to Thursday night racing in the Super Lights. Let's welcome in Sawyer Efforts. Sawyer, welcome to the show.
How's it going?
Thanks for coming here because we're going to go there next week. More
no
importantly,
problem.
you've had a great season thus far. It's
Yeah.
amazing to know how good things are getting. I'm sure it's all overnight, right? It just happens to be like a light switch. It's like, hey, I'm good. I'm awesome.
Yeah, we just loaded up one week and got to the track, and we were like, oh, wow, this is really fast. That's cool. What happened?
I would say 4 feature wins this year. Something had to go right, but there's a lot of work to be done every week in the shop, I'm guessing.
Yeah, and it wasn't it's like the work ethic didn't change. You know, we were always bussing it, getting ready and being well prepared. It's a lot of help with the setup stuff and getting it turning really good, and clearly it's showing now.
When it comes to racing, there's a lot of people that have raced there for years and years. A lot of racers from Appleton like you are. I mean, there's a lot of people that you watch. Did you watch in the grandstands growing up and saying, someday I want to be that guy? And now you're becoming one of those guys to watch to win every week.
Yeah, for sure. Jim Duco rings a bell, Lowell Bennett, even Tom Sporowski, early 2000s was pretty dominant in the late models. And eventually, with 14, I was in a 4-cylinder out there, so been at Kaukauna out of the grandstands for quite a while now.
Did I see that you tried to make the Dixieland in like 2015 or something like that, 2016?
Yeah,
right?
It was right around there. Blew a motor in the B main for that. We did make it last year on time, which was really cool. Qualified 12th. Got to start on the front row.
I was going to say, you led some laps.
Led every lap I was in it. And
yeah.
then, all 12 of them, and then a trailing arm broke in half. So, yeah.
That's what happened.
Yep. They actually peeled the mount off of the axle tube.
You did it right
which
then.
I've never seen.
You got it all done. Yeah.
Yep.
What do you think caused it? You guys, I'm sure, are still puzzled about it. Or do you already know?
I don't know. I've never seen it. Never had it happen before. It was crazy.
Well, it's going right for you this year, except for this past Thursday. What all transpired Thursday night? I see you're third in points behind Jeff Van Oudnoven. Maxwell Schultz is 11 points out. You're 14 out. Lowell Bennett's 19 out. But you were the guy they were chasing all year until this past Thursday. What shook out?
Yeah, so had a really good qualifying effort, qualified second. Kind of got hung in the dash. It's tough to make up ground in the dash with 6 laps, and then went out for the feature, and we did our normal 2-3 warm-up laps to get ready and restacked. And typically we drag the nose for a few laps till the air pressure comes up, and we had an early caution, and I had my visor up, and I could hear the skirt on the left side going and usually it's out of the track by then, and it wasn't. I'm thinking, man, that's weird. Nose should be up now, and never came up, and I could feel it, and it was getting worse and worse every lap. And then pretty soon the cross member almost all the way down the straightaway was scraping, and I managed to get from 9th to 4th, and then Jeff was coming up on me pretty quick, and I let him go by, and then we were just maintaining in 5th, and the smoke got so bad by the end with the tire rubbing the fender that they told us to go park it with about 6 to go, and we pulled off. Real quick tire change.
Yeah.
We were only a lap down. I managed to get a couple.
Well, you guys are probably all
spots back at
juiced
the
for like
end.
20 laps going, okay, if he's coming, we got to be ready. If he's coming, we got to be ready.
Yeah. No, they did it quick. We got a yellow right after I pulled off, which is unfortunate. I wish I'd have stayed out a little bit or something to maybe cause a yellow myself, but they frown upon that. So.
Yeah, right.
Yeah, it worked out in the end, I guess. We got a couple spots back, but is what it is now.
So I looked at the schedule. You've got a great season thus far. You have 6 more championship nights to race for on Thursdays. But I also look at this big list. It's dating back to 1972. It's called the Red, White, and Blue State Championship Series. It's 3 races at Kaukauna. It used to be their own standalone Saturdays. Now it's part of the Thursday night program. And you've won the red race. You've won the white race this year.
Yeah.
How exciting knowing that you have a shot at winning the Red, White, Blue State Championship August 10th.
It's really awesome. Plus, this year, the format with the twin features, they have it split with the points, so you really got to be on it for both races, plus the invert for the second one,
So
too.
go into more detail on that. How many laps is the first race and how many did the invert?
So it's twin 33s, but it's not a conventional twin 33s where you may take a 10-minute break in between and then come back out and finish the race. It's 2 completely separate races.
Okay.
So where our normal heat races would be at the beginning of the night, that's the first feature right away in the sunlight, which is very bizarre for a guy that races under the lights all the time. So we run that one, and then they roll a dice, and whatever that lands on, you add 4 to it. That's the invert for the second race.
Gotcha.
Plus, the guy that wins the first one gets trunked for the second
Trunk
one,
as
too.
in starts last.
No, behind the invert.
Okay. So whatever. If they roll a 6, the winner of the first race starts 11th.
Yep.
Holy cow!
Yep.
All
So
right.
it's hard to pass there on tires that are used up. Not that they're totally gone at 33, but that seems to be a strength of ours this year is the long races. That we showed that in the Tundra race early in the year too, with the 66 lapper. I was trying to run Brock down, and took me to the halfway point to get to him and get around him.
And you won that one. That was on May 13th.
Yeah, that helped the morale a lot. These guys have been working really hard for a lot of years for me to try to get them a win and to start the year off with one right away. I think they were like, oh, that's good. He can win a race. That's nice. Let's keep it rolling, and it's been working good so far.
You may not get to the fan side much, but up there on that midway, right when you walk in, the main gate at Wisconsin National Raceway will be our show next week, Tuesday, just outside that gate by the Wall of Fame. There's a list of all the names that have won the Red, White, Blue State Championship Series. Dick Trickle's name's on there 7 times. Joe Shear's on there. Mark Martin's on there. I can't imagine how much relief and excitement that would be if you're able to put your name on that list.
I hope so. We've been trying for a long time, and actually when we were racing back when in 2012, they were called limited late models there. And I won the red race and the blue race. I did so bad in the white race that we still didn't manage to get enough points stacked up to get it done. But it's looking good so far. I'm hoping we can repeat the success from the red and the white race and add a blue trophy to it and the big one that comes with it. But I don't want to jinx anything, so
Nope.
We'll do our best. And
I want to focus on the great competition you get to race every Thursday night at Kaukauna. This Thursday included, where you've got Grant Griesbach's a kid that's been trying to win something there for a long time. Brent Strelka's had a lot of success. Taylor Vandermoss, his dad Jeff, worked in Cup for Matt Kenseth and the gang back in the day. Jordan Thiel has got Those guys are all behind you in points.
Yeah.
And you got my guys like my nephew, Travis Rodewald, trying to make sure what he can do with a super late to race against you guys because he wants that competition.
Yeah.
What does it take to go fast there? What do you have to do to your car every week? Do you tear it? How far down do you tear it to get it right and back together to race as well as you have this year?
It's honestly, it's more cleaning than you would think it would be.
Okay.
Getting in there, making sure everything's like spotless, and we move a lot of the arms around and make sure everything's moving how it should be and nothing's getting caught up. And then on the scales every week and got the lasers out and making sure everything's straight where it needs to be. We get down there Mondays or Tuesday nights about 3 o'clock, and we're there till about 10 getting it ready. So it's a lot of stuff that not everybody sees, just being a one-night fan or in the stands. It's a lot that goes into it, as you know.
Who'd you all bring that's getting the night off from the shop duties tonight?
Oh, there we go.
Came with you?
We got the shop done last night because it's my mom and dad right there on the right. It's their 42nd wedding anniversary.
Happy anniversary
today.
Awesome. Congrats.
And then we got Tire Man Jerry there on the left side, and my retired spotter Doug, who you can find with an umbrella and a bush light in Nevada most of the year.
Except for Thursdays, you come back for that, do you? Every Thursday you come back with the umbrella?
No, he is thankfully here this week to cheer us on and help us out a bit. And then got Brett Hayden back there too. Brett's mechanic and kind of make sure all my stuff's ready in the car, hooking the helmet vents up and checks and balances, make sure the belts and the wheel are on before I go. So
it takes everybody, obviously.
Yeah, and there's more too than just these guys here. Jim, who could make it tonight, Don, my current spotter, Jeff, and then my friend James, who's a phone call crew chief for me.
Nice.
Down in Charlotte. So,
okay.
Yeah.
So that's the guy you can bounce crazy ideas off of. Then he does his old circulation and comes back and says, okay, try this.
Yeah.
Good?
Yeah, and he's very good at it.
Good? Nice.
Yeah.
That all comes to fore.
Yeah.
You mentioned those are any family members that are in the stands or super fans that go every race you go to?
Yeah, Fuzzy Schwartz. His brother Darwin was a crew member for us, and he would always come down. He just loved racing. He didn't care. He sat in the stands on Thursday nights. He just wanted to come down to the shop on Tuesday night and be a part of the team and sweep the shop and have dinner with us. And we lost him a couple years ago during the pandemic. So Fuzzy's up there now, kind of as an honorary Darwin. He was always there too, but it's not quite the same. But yeah, we love having Fuzzy up there. He's a good guy.
Yeah. Sponsorship wise, you've been at this quite a while. A lot of people want to be part of something that's good, and you got a lot of good things rolling this year. Anybody you had for a long time, or perhaps for the first time this year, you want to recognize?
Yeah, I got my list here.
Bring it on.
Yeah, I'm gonna go right through this here. So Dental Associates, Mr. Bruce Tap House, that's a new one for this year. That's they've been helping us out a lot. Global Fab Inc., 4M Machine, Fox Cities Towing, Emerald Electric, which is me. I just started a business in December. That's
what do you do? Commercial, residential? What do you do?
Yeah, I'll do anything I can get my hands on now.
Right.
Trying to get it off the ground. It's a lot to take on during the race season.
Can you get me card access to the Harry Houdini Museum in Appleton? I want to get in there and get like a personal tour. If you be maybe electrician in there, just kind of like turn the lights off a couple times. I can sneak in.
I don't think I could do it legally.
Well, I'm just asking.
We can talk about that after.
Okay, good.
Yeah. Gerard Machine, Consolidated Electrical Distributors, Thurn Plumbing, Mundane Associates, Icon Electric, who's a good friend of mine. Because it's odd to see two battling electrical contractors on the same car. Prestige Auto Sales, Praxair, Precision Powder Coating, 920 Wraps, Pagoni's Pizza. They've been around for a long time. Ernesto and his family have been helping us for a long time. Lake Park Pub, Midwest Properties, the Roxy Supper Club, All Sport Trophy, Bentley's Restoration, Jersey Mike's, Bay Point Bar and Grill, Scotty's, Dr. Eugene Rigstad, Jacob's Meat Market, Bratwave, AEC, who's building motors for us down in Green Lake. Those guys are awesome. Pathfinder Chassis as well. Joe Wood helps us out, making sure we always have everything on time and with any help with that stuff with the car. The UAW Local 578, Wisconsin Timber Rattlers, Camps Bar and Grill, BC Auto Body, Barb and Glenn Doherty, and Fuzzy, as I mentioned earlier, too. Yeah,
that's a lot of good people.
It's hard to remember them all. I mean, I do, but to rattle them off quickly, I got to read it.
That's cool. And you mentioned Lake Park Pub. They're actually helping present our show next Tuesday. It's a great group of people you have.
Yeah, and that's Brent Strelka's main sponsored team there, Lake Park Motorsports. Brian Rasmussen over there. He's a great guy.
Great guy. And I'm thinking that you'll be busy this coming Tuesday, August 1st. Will you be driving or crewing? What will you be doing?
No, I wish we were driving. The rules kind of got us crossed up in between motor packages, so it's not going to work in our favor this year, but hopefully next year possibly. But I'm going to be working on a pit crew for Donnie Wilson.
Smart move, Bonsus, to get this guy in your camp because you've got Sammy Smith, Gio Ruggiero, and Cole Butcher in the Donnie Wilson camp, but they'll be looking for you like, okay, watch me in turn 3. They have dartfish too. Donnie's got his own dartfish set up, but they're going to be relying upon you. I mean, it's be kind of rewarding in some ways for you to go, okay.
I hope I can.
What do these boys have that I don't have,
bit,
and how can I help them? Because I'm looking at what they got. This is pretty cool.
Yeah, I get that's one perk. Those guys are awesome. I just I get to peek at stuff here and there, and maybe put a different body brace here, and that's kind of cool.
Did they give you an official title yet or official job?
It actually changes. So I've been kind of following them on the northern part of the ASA, the Stars. So I was in Madison, Milwaukee, and Singer.
Okay.
And it's just whatever it takes is kind of their MO. So just get stuff done, and wherever I can help out, I love it.
We love having you here. Thanks for bringing the guys down. We wish you the best this Thursday, racing after that championship. He's got a cook, and race number 5 is on the way soon. Race win number 5 on the season, and especially August 10th. I'm sure that's a big date you guys are already preparing for.
Yeah, it's on the board.
All right. How about I say it for Sawyer Efforts for joining us? Thank you, Sawyer. Thanks for bringing the guys down. Thanks for bringing the shirts. Really great having you on the show.
Absolutely.
Thanks a lot. Make sure you sign our backdrop, too.
I will do that.
Bob Trado sign our backdrop. We got Danny Schlafer in the house. We also got Tate Bomber and Tucker Miller on the way. We got Dick Trickle's ASA car that he drove with the 99 on the door. Yep, that's here, too, at the Racing Roundup Show at Polly's Pub and Eatery. We'll be right back.
Join the racing crowd every Tuesday night at 6 p.m. Central all season long. Contact us on our website, racingroundupshow.com. We'll be right back with more of the Upper Midwest and Wisconsin racing scene, NASCAR, and the world of motorsports.
Interstate Batteries, proud sponsor of the Racing Roundup Show and the number 18 of Joe Gibbs Racing. Interstate Batteries is the #1 replacement battery in North America. You deserve the best, so get the best. Go to interstatebatteries.com. Go to interstatebatteries.com to find a dealer near you. Interstate Batteries, outrageously dependable. Get yours today. Race on.
At Automatic Transmission Design, we know your vehicle is important to you. When your transmission needs servicing, take it to the best. ATD in Germantown, Wisconsin. ATD understands how important it is to get your vehicle fixed right the first time. When you take your vehicle to ATD, our ASE-trained technicians will run diagnostic tests to pinpoint the exact problem and answer any questions you may have before repairs begin. ATD has been providing high-quality, honest repairs to customers for over 15 years. We service all makes and models using the best parts and equipment available. When you come to ATD, you will get an honest assessment of the problem, simple explanations, experienced technicians, competitive pricing, high-quality parts, and their 100% guarantee. Money is not the goal at ATD. It is the result of fixing the problem and returning the vehicle to you. That is their goal. The next time your vehicle needs quality transmission service, give Charlie a call at 262-251-7777 or visit autotransdesign.com.
The Gravely Mower Series at Olson Outdoor Power is raising the bar on performance with smarter controls, longer run times, and more comfort. Add in layaway and financing from Olson's, and there's no lawn you can't conquer. Buy the best from the best. Gravely at Olson's Outdoor Power, Muskego.
The Racing Roundup Show is dedicated to showcasing grassroots racers and national stars of our sport. If you're a fan of NASCAR, four-wheel, two-wheel, road racing, drag racing, or the short track scene, you are in the right place. Welcome back to the Racing Roundup Show.
Hey, gang, thanks for joining us on this Tuesday evening. Next week, thanks to Lake Park Pub in Menasha, where I got a D'Angelo's Construction Road Show. It's at Wisconsin International Raceway. And the Gander Auto Group 250 next Tuesday will be live at the front gate in Kaukauna. That big race, make sure you follow our socials to find out exactly what time we're doing it, because there's an autograph session. There's qualifying going on right about the time we start our show. So we'll let you know via socials what exactly time works best for us and for that show to go off. So looking at anywhere between 4 and 6, we'll start our show. Make sure you follow us on Facebook, like our program, and follow us on our website. We can watch our show live anytime or archives at racingroundupshow.com. This portion of the show is brought to you by BMRE Electric Carts and E-Bikes in Random Lake. Check out the new Icon e-bikes. They go as fast as 25 miles an hour and up to 25 miles between charges. Brad Miller in Wisconsin is the only Wisconsin Icon dealer. They have in-stock inventory and customizing options available right now on their Facebook page, BMRE Electric Carts Company. This is the Anderson's Maple Syrup Short Track Spotlight. Tonight we got a very, very deserving driver. Anderson's Maple Syrup is delicious. They're proud sponsors of and supporters of Wisconsin racers Bill Baylog, who went back-to-back in the All-Stars this weekend, and Jason Gross in his Dirt Modified. Try it in your coffee or tea or on vanilla ice cream, not the dirt, the Anderson's Maple Syrup. Take it with you with Pure Fuel Maple Energy on the go. Buy Anderson's Maple Syrup at your local grocer. Their website, andersonsmaplesyrup.com. Anderson's pure quality since 1928. This week's Anderson's Maple Syrup Racing Spotlight shines on the driver, the number 25, Schleifer Auto Body and Sales, 410 Outlaw Sprint Car Racing Stud, Danny Schleifer. Danny, welcome to the show.
Thanks for having me, Jim.
I'm saying the stud thing because you've been kicking some tail when given the chance. You've been winning a ton of races. Maybe not as many this year as you want, but it's kind of cool that you're really getting after it this year again.
Yeah, this year has been a struggle for sure. For whatever reason, I can't put our hands on it, but we're starting to get a little bit more speed week to week, and at least we're qualifying a little better. And that's the biggest thing with the IRA is just qualifying and giving yourself a chance to make that dash. And if you make the dash, then you got a chance all night. So been working real hard on trying to make dashes and get better at qualifying. So.
Well, last year's no different. You're not working any harder or any less hard than you did a year ago. I'm just thinking out loud about, last year racing for what was a really hard-fought points championship. This year, you're not in the top 3 in points. You're kind of back there 6th in points. But in reality, the effort's there. Everything's there. It's just a matter of getting it right on a given night. What's been that little bit, maybe a give or take on a given night?
So beginning of the year, we were trying some stuff that we really shouldn't have been trying. Basically, we were trying to take 2 different manufacturers and combine parts.
Okay.
And we were just trying stuff and hoping it was going to work, and it didn't work. And I couldn't really get a good feel for the car, and then went back to the basics. And then I was struggling with the new tire they brought out, and like everybody has, new tire has been an obstacle for everybody. And I think we're finally getting a handle of that. And then couple of our crew guys decided to part ways with us and kind of left me high and dry. And but I've overcome that obstacle and just had to work a little bit harder and take a little less time at home and just buckle down and see what we can do. And thanks to my son and Casey and my other son Cody, they've helped me tremendously through this, and Mark and a couple of the other guys that help us now.
Okay.
So it's just a big group effort right now, trying to get the speed back that we had last year and see what we can do for the rest of the year here.
When it comes to racing, you've got no small task racing in the bumper-to-bumper IRA Outlaw Sprint Series, and who knows what's going to show up in a given week. There's more money being thrown at the series now. There's more bigger money races that guys like this Friday at Plymouth are coming to race for 5 to win that are from all over the country. It's not getting any easier, is it?
Yeah, no, this year for sure. I don't know what it was this year. It just seems like there's been a lot of outside travelers that have come in, and which is good. I mean, we all put our stuff on the same, so we just got to go beat them. And but yeah, for whatever reason, there's been a lot more travelers coming in, and that makes it tougher to make them dashes and all that. So you just can't look at who's there. You just got to beat them. So.
You guys are extremely busy, I know, at Schleifer Auto Body and Sales in Landon. Are you able to race both this Friday and Saturday? I know you guys ducked out west earlier this month. There's a lot going on to figure that all out.
Yeah, we're gonna go race Friday and Saturday for sure, and then we'll just have to work a little harder the rest of the week here and possibly on Sunday. But we will be at Plymouth and Wilmot, I think it is. So
yep.
But we'll be there for sure. So.
And then I think after this weekend, there's a little time off, whether it be allowing for Knoxville Nationals, but the IRA points races are not going to be back on the schedule for a couple weeks. Does that help you?
Yeah, that'll help a little bit, obviously, with the shop. But, yeah, I just go week to week. So after this weekend, I wasn't sure where IRA was at next. But that being said, we'll be going to Plymouth with my middle kid, Casey. He's gonna get behind the wheel. He pushed the car off on Saturday, and I think he's ready to go. He's a little nervous, as he should be, but
I saw him in a fire suit. I saw him in a fire suit on socials. Now we know the whole story. He got the push off for hot laps. What track?
We're going to take. Well, we pushed him off at home. We just pushed him off in the road, so he hasn't technically pushed off at a racetrack. after a rain delay there at Autogamia last week, I said he could go pack the track, but he said no way. So
All right.
Yeah, he got in a suit and he was ready to go. So I was ready to get out of the suit and let him have the wheel that night, because I didn't want to go pack in the mud. So, yeah, I think he's ready to go. So
all right. Your dad, see. Al, I'm sure will be right there with him.
Yeah, he'll be there. He'll be there for sure. Hopefully he'll get behind the wheel of the 360 car again. He did run out in Minnesota and North Dakota with us, so he did really good for not being in a car in a year or whatever it was. So
he got it tuned up for your son then? Is that the car that he's going to have to drive?
No, that Dad ran a 410 car out there.
He's checking. I want to get my story straight.
I don't think he's ready for a 410 car yet, but we'll put him in the 360 car and we'll see how he can handle that first, and then who knows, maybe end of the year we'll put him in 410 car.
Who's going to handle it better, you or your wife, when he's out there racing in a race car?
I think I'll probably handle it better. So.
She's giving me a little nod there like, yeah. Are you going to actually be watching the race? No, you'll be in the back of the hauler or home? Where are you going to be? She's going to be in the stands, but now watching. Okay, good to be there for support. All right. Yeah. For now.
Yeah. I'm good with it, and he'll be able to handle it fairly well. So, and who knows? Maybe I'll show up with the 360 car and run too. I'm not sure yet.
Wow.
So,
all right.
We
looking
still
forward
got
to that.
all that stuff. So maybe we'll do it a double or something. So.
That's cool. When it comes to doing this, there's a lot that goes into it. And let's talk a little bit about the family business. Schleifer Auto Bodies and Sales back since 1974, taking care of any need you got. All insurance companies go right through the office of what you got to do to get it done. You guys are doing a lot of work, and I know that you, given the chance, get to do some restoration stuff. What have you guys been working on lately in the shop?
So right now there's probably 10 or 12 cars there. Right now they're just regular daily driver cars for people that have damage, and for restoration stuff, we have a 55 Chevy. Actually, we have two 55 Chevys. We got a GTO, a 64 GTO. We just finished up a big Cadillac, I think a 74, I think it was.
Is it more? I'm sure you guys do it right, but I imagine you got to get like 7 gallons of Bondo and say, okay, do I need to straighten this thing out, or can I do it with a hammer and tin along the side? How do you do that? A 74 Cadillac, the quarter panel is 7 feet long.
Yeah, that thing, when I was painting, I thought about what we could charge a square foot to paint a car. I thought we would make more money doing that way.
For sure.
But,
just the hood, you could buy yourself a yacht.
That's a big car. But, we do a lot of metal work before we even try to put any Bondo on it or anything like that. So it takes a lot of work to get it to that stage. And then, just hammer out at it.
A lot of stuff going on in the corner. Your wife's business right next door, Main Street Blooms. It's kind of cool that you guys are there as a family.
Yeah.
That's probably the only chance she gets to see you now that you're doing racing and working and racing and working and working and racing.
Yeah, sometimes I'll go over and get a snack. She's got pretty good candy over there. Once in a while I'll sneak over and get a piece of candy. But, people ask me about it, and I said, well, it's on that side of grass. It's her deal, and I'm on the other side. So it's very seldom we see each other during the day. So.
Well, at night you got to talk about different things. Your daughter Delaney's here. Let's bring her up. We haven't talked about her yet.
Yes.
What's her summer been like? What have you been doing to hang out in between this couple of weeks before school starts again?
I think she's just been hanging around the home and just hanging out between our house and the neighbor's house and swimming. Doing a lot of swimming lately, I think. So our neighbors are pretty nice. Let her go swimming all the time and
cool.
Yeah. So.
Hey, Cody, what's his new business? What's he got going on there?
So Cody, my oldest, he's graduated 2 years now, and he works for Cut and Go Tree Service.
Okay.
And I think he's a foreman operator type deal. So he's kind of running his own crew now. So we're very proud of him and everything he's done, and he's doing really good at it.
Cool. Yesterday was Dad Al's birthday.
Yes.
And if I have my numbers right, your dad and mom's anniversary is tomorrow?
Yes, sir.
Wedding anniversary.
Along with your birthday, right?
Yeah.
So happy birthday.
Thank you. Appreciate that. We're gonna have some fun tomorrow, hanging out with family and friends. It's got to be cool that you guys are still getting to do this as a family. You guys have also had longtime sponsors with you. You mentioned the crew guys and family helping you. Who's helping that number 25 go down the racetrack when we see you Friday night at Road America Sprint Challenge at Plymouth and Saturday night when the IRA cars invade Wilmot once again?
So obviously the shop, Schleifer Auto, obviously without them we probably couldn't do it at all. So they're the main thing, but I got to thank Dean and Stacy Hoff from Hoff Farms, they stepped up this year and helped us a lot with stuff. Then Indian Motorcycles, Metro Milwaukee, they've stepped up and helped me out. And then Sandra and Jim, they've helped me a lot and became really good friends, and I can't thank them enough for everything. Outside of the racing thing, the friendship is more important. So that's really cool there. And then HMB Lawn and Landscape, they've helped me a tremendous amount too with tires here and there. So Casey's Customs, my son Casey paints helmets on the side, so he's painted all my helmets this year, and they don't add anything, but sure look good.
So they're cool.
That's all important.
Yeah.
And obviously, my wife's business, Main Street and Blooms, got to thank her for taking the time off to come with me, like going to North Dakota and stuff. She didn't have to shut the shop down to come with me. So my oldest sister, Tammy, the Salt Room Lake Country, they helped me some. So, we just got a couple good people right now.
Big time. And when it comes to Plymouth, you run there a bunch. You've won a bunch of 360 races there. What's it going to take this Friday night to get the hammer down and get it done?
Boy, I don't know. I don't know if I'll ever win a 410 show there. I do put a lot of pressure on myself to win a 410 show there. We had a really good car the last time we were there. Just the last 10 laps, I struggled and couldn't get a hold of the racetrack. And part of that was driver error, and part was setup error. So. We'll just see if we throw a good setup at it and put ourselves in that dash to have a shot. So
it almost seems like you got to be in there. The first 3-4 rows in these races means a ton of difference.
Yeah, especially at the 410 car. They're just so equal and so fast that it's tough to pass, especially on a track like Plymouth. It's just so competitive, and we're so close that it's hard to overcome somebody.
Well, we wish you the best this Friday at Plymouth, this Saturday at Wilmot Raceway. How about I say for Danny Schlafer joining us here, bringing the family down with him tonight again at Polly's. Thank you, Danny.
Thank you.
My best to your parents as well as always. Good to see you here, and let's see you pull off that win Friday night. We'll rub a little Racing Roundup luck towards your way. How's that?
I hope so.
That sounds awesome. Danny Schlafer joining us on the program. We have yet to talk about Dick Trickle's ASA card sitting right out here. We've got Tate Baumer, the owner of that car, the curator, if you will, as well as Tucker Miller. Those guys are going racing in super lates. They've been racing around the upper Midwest, maybe winning a Golden Sands Speedway Track Championship before season's out. A couple more cracks at that. We'll talk to them about what their chances are and what they've been doing this season on the show next.
Thanks for tuning in to the Racing Roundup Show. Check out our website, racingroundupshow.com, and like our show on Facebook. Join us on Twitter and Instagram at Racing Roundup. We're coming right back after these messages from our awesome show sponsors.
Danny Lynch's at the corner of Highway 100 and Lincoln is a great place to watch NASCAR races, Packer games, Brewer games, and to meet up with your friends. Joey and Jim Lynch pride themselves on their friendly hospitality and welcome Racing Roundup listeners to stop in to watch all the races on their 14 TVs and flat screens. Danny Lynch's at the corner of Highway 100 and Lincoln has been a longtime supporter of racers, including National Road Racing Motorcycle Champion Dan Belansky. Relax around the big neighborhood bar with 2 pool tables and dartboards surrounded by TVs. Whether you're meeting up before the game, want to watch the races with race fans, or just want to grab a cold one, head to Danny Lynch's at the corner of Highway 100 Lincoln and West Dallas.
Bobby Gutnick and the technicians at Oak Creek Automotive on South 27th Street in Drexel are experts in automotive repair. For over 30 years and counting, the Napa Certified Car Care Center at Oak Creek Automotive handles emissions testing plus minor to major repair. From oil changes to engine and transmission replacement. Call Oak Creek Automotive 414-761-3250. They're open for your convenience Monday through Thursday, 7 a.m. till 9 p.m. and Friday, 7 a.m. till 6 p.m. For all your vehicle repair needs, head to South 27th Street and Drexel to the pros at Oak Creek Automotive.
Greenfield Gallery wants to buy your racing collection. Do you have die-cast cars from IndyCar, Sprint Car, or short tracks? Greenfield Gallery wants them. If you have old racing programs, racing photos, and negatives, Greenfield Gallery wants those too. Contact Ralph Hibbert Jr. at Greenfield Gallery, who wants to buy your racing collection. Ralph also has an ever-changing eBay store full of racing collectibles. Search Greenfield Gallery. Email Ralph right now to get connected. His email address is ralph@greenfieldgallery.net. Add value and beauty to your home or commercial property with professional landscaping from Central Services Company Incorporated. The team at Central Services is their personal choice of over 45 years of satisfied customers in Southeast Wisconsin for landscape design, construction, and grounds maintenance. Call Central Services at 262-548-0005 for all your landscaping and lawn care needs. No job is too large or too small. From lawn fertilization and weed control to award-winning landscape construction and building your backyard patio oasis, Central Services is your full-service landscape company. Call the experts at Central Services at 262-548-0005 for a free, no-obligation consultation at your home or business. Find out why Central Services can provide you with the visual difference in the art of landscaping and lawn care. Call 262-548-0005. Central Services, the visual difference in landscaping.
Check out our website, RacingRoundupShow.com, to watch show archives, see photos from decades of our program, and links to support our awesome show advertisers. Now let's get back to more of the Racing Roundup Show.
Hey, gang, we've had a great show tonight for you. Next week, Tuesday, we'll be at the front gate at Kaukauna, Wisconsin International Raceway for the ASA Stars ASA Midwest Tour Race, the Gander Auto Group 250. Join us there at the front gate. 2 weeks' time on August 8th, it's during the Wisconsin State Fair, so we can't hang out with you here at Polly's. There's a lot going on around State Fair. Enjoy the fair, but we're going to be hanging out with you at the Cellar in Oak Creek for the second time with Oak Creek Automotive, having a great time on the lawn and back in the patio at the Cellar in Oak Creek. That's where we'll be August 8th, and August 15th we'll be at Danny Lynch's on the corner of Lincoln and Highway 100, hanging out with you on Bonafide Security Solutions Night. Lots to figure out. Well, we got one place for you. It's already there. It's on our schedule page on RacingRoundupShow.com. This segment of our show is brought to you by the Midwest Truck Series, which is supported by Pathfinder Chassis and Widener Automotive. We'll be live as they're racing in the Dixieland Delight 35 next week, Tuesday, as part of the ASA Stars ASA Midwest Tour Race. Find out more about the great series. MidwestTruckSeries.com is the website to find out what they have going on, including a big championship race going on with James Swan and the other guys and gals racing in the series. Looking forward to seeing how Danielle Bain can race and maybe get her first win at Kaukauna this coming Tuesday night. And tonight you can enter to win the Dale Earnhardt leather jacket. That's the number 3 on your slip of paper. Here's the country music information. There's a big concert coming to town. It's in Cedarburg called Country in the Berg. It's on Friday night, August 25th. Saturday, August 26th is at the Cedar Creek Park in Cedarburg. Friday night's lineup includes Kip Moore, Sarah Evans, and Restless Road. Saturday features Lee Bryce, Michael Ray, and Tyler Farr. We have GA tickets for you for both nights. $140 face on each of these. We're giving these away. You can enter to win those by writing country in the subject line of an email to racingroundup@gmail.com, racingroundup@gmail.com, or put the word country across your entry slip here at the show, or for the next couple weeks, we're giving away tickets. So thanks to Country in the Berg. You can find out more at countryintheberg.com. Got all that? Cool. Dale jacket, country, send the emails, write it on the slips. We're having a ball. We're excited to have our next guest join us. They've been doing a lot of preparation this year to get going racing as a Super Late Model driver and an owner and a guy that's a curator of this beautiful number 99 Dick Trickle car you can see on our stream and out front here at Polly's Pub and Eatery. How about a nice warm welcome for Tate Baumer and Tucker Miller. Guys, thanks for coming on the show. We got a picture here, you and Tate and Tucker hanging out there. And Tate, I'm guessing it's got to be a pretty prideful moment anytime you get a chance to show this car off. How'd you come to be the owner of this beautiful Dick Trickle ASA car?
Well, yeah, it's really cool. Actually, a friend of mine bought it several years back, and I thought, man, that's so neat that he has that. And then I heard a rumor that he was going to make it into a hot rod. So I contacted him. I said, is it true you're thinking about making that trickle car into a hot rod? And he's like, yeah, but I've gotten a little negative feedback on it. I'm like, I think you're going to get a lot of negative feedback if you do it. I'm like, how about I buy it from you? And he's like, yeah, I mean, if you want to buy it, I'm like, I'll keep it a trickle car and I'll start taking it to shows. I'd love to do that. I at that point, I hadn't been racing for a few years, so to do something fun to get back going to the track and stuff like that, we thought it'd be really fun to buy it, and it's been really fun for my son and our family to be able to show people. Kenny Wallace was up earlier this year at the Dick Trickle Memorial, and he got to see it. And we own Kenny Wallace's hauler that he had for the last few years, dirt racing. So Kenny thinks it's really special to have the Trickle car, which was his hero, in his hauler. So it is kind of cool how things work out like that.
The reaction's got to be amazing. Where have you guys had the car out recently?
We had it at the Trickle picnic in May, and then we had it at the Trickle 99 at Golden Sands, and then recently, last couple weeks ago, we had it at a Children's Miracle Network fundraiser up in Weston, Wisconsin, and we hope to have it at a couple more places before the end of the year.
Well, thanks for bringing it here. It's pretty cool we have you here on the program. I know it's a lot of work to get that car rolling. Does it still fire? Can you still run the engine?
Yeah, it has a fuel-injected Corvette Z06 LS1 engine, and I hadn't started it in 9 months before May, and I mean I didn't even have to hit the gas. You just turn the battery on, hit the starting button, and boom. So it's pretty impressive how well it runs after 20 years.
And you're not going to race it anymore. It's got the LS1 engine in there, which was the actual movement forward in electronic fuel injection. There's a lot of things innovative on that ASA car that everybody had to run, and I got to be part of that, so it's great to see. Even 2 weeks removed from the 50th anniversary of ASA at Anderson Speedway, seeing guys that raced against Dick in those cars in that era was pretty cool, and it just gives you a bunch of memories looking at that race car. Do you know where you're going to be racing next? Because you got your driver sitting next to you now. Where are you guys going racing, Tate?
Not this Friday, but next Friday we'll be racing at Golden Sand Speedway in between Plover and Wisconsin Rapids there on Highway 54. It's a high bank third mile. Kind of reminds me of a little less bank Slinger, but a little bit longer than Slinger. It's a track maybe some people in the southern part of the state haven't heard of as much as they've heard of Slinger, and it puts on a really good racing. We've had a really good car count with super late models this year. I think the worst night we had is 13, and most we've had is 18, and so we've had some very competitive late model racing there this year, and it's a fun place to go out and have fun.
All right, Tucker Miller, your turn. You've been working a lot at wrenching, now racing again. What's it been like this year racing with Tate? Maybe for a championship at Golden Sands.
Yeah, well, the championship, we're gonna need to have a perfect night for that to happen. We have one race left.
One only.
One left. 1 points race left there for super late models, which is next week Friday. We're sitting fourth. Mathematically, we do have a shot.
All right.
We got to have a perfect night and a little bit of bad luck for the guys that are ahead of us. But that's kind of how it's been this year. We've been top 5. Haven't gotten a win this year, but been top 5 pretty much every race. While some of the other guys ahead of us had a good night, a bad night, up and down. So that kind of kept us right in the mix for it, just with consistent finishes. So it's been a lot of fun. I had... an 8-year break from when I last drove a car.
Well, our friend Bill Holland had made sure he mentioned last time he highlighted you guys in a race. He's like, you know what? This is Tucker's turn. He's been working on different cars, now back behind the wheel with Tate. It's a return to what you love doing, not just wrenching, but racing them, too.
Yeah, I have a whole different mindset now, too, with, working for a number of teams over the last, 8-10 years, that now I like to try a lot of weird stuff on the car, just so I know what it feels like to do those changes. Changes that I've been doing on other people's cars over the last few years. I don't know exactly what it feels like. Well,
so what's that discussion like? You're the driver and crew chief saying, Tucker, we're going to try this. You're crazy. Okay, let's try this. Okay, let's do this. I mean, are you like bipolar at given moments? Like, should I try this? Would the driver want this? I'm the driver. I'm going to try that.
Exactly.
Is it one of those deals?
Yeah, and it's a lot of fun doing that. Even like the last race we ran, I'm like, okay, I'm going to try this. And the guy that was there with me right when we unloaded, Greg, he's like, you sure you want to do that? I'm like, yeah, I do. So we tried it out. Now I know what that does.
Is this the first time you're hearing about this, Tate? Because you look kind of interested in what he's saying there.
Well, I trust Tucker because I almost think of Tucker as like a young Joe Shearer. Not that he's accomplished what Joe Shearer accomplished, but he builds his cars from the ground up. I mean, he bought Wade Krieger bought these 2 Fury late models that we have, and then Tucker took them down to bare chassis and rebuilt them. He builds the engines. And to have someone who builds the engine and builds the entire car and drives it, there isn't people like that anymore. It just doesn't happen. So I know Tucker's been out of the car for 8 years, and he's been helping other people go fast, and I have all the trust in the world for him, because the reason the car finishes in the top 5 and we don't have breakdowns is because I have him maintaining the car at a level that's a lot better than some other drivers who don't know every aspect of their car like he does.
Pretty high cotton there if he's going to say that kind of stuff. I mean, it's got to be fun to know that you worked that hard and you're getting the result.
Yeah, I greatly appreciate Tate saying that, and of course him letting me drive his car.
Yeah.
It's incredible. I mean, it's a perfect scenario. I quit in 2014. I couldn't afford it anymore. 2014 was my best year statistically. But it also pretty much ran me broke at the time,
But you got a chance to work with some good people. And we were talking before the show. You got to hang out with the Wimmers and work with those guys on the short tracks. AJ Krieger, she came up to the Midwest Truck Series. I mean, there's a lot of people you get to work with.
Yeah, so over the years, Chris Wimmer, the whole Wimmer family, I was a crew guy with them from, I think, back in 07, starting with them. And so that taught me a ton.
Yep.
I mean, when I had my own car, they helped me out so much over all the years. And even currently, up until recently, we still work together on some stuff. And then I also, when Justin Mondyke went from 4 cylinders to late models, I was his first crew chief at the time for the first 2 years. And then when AJ Krieger came out of the Bandoleros and went to the truck series, then I did her whole program.
Okay.
The truck and her super late models. And then, I ended up now in what was her cars.
Okay.
And then last year, Brent Kirshner from Lacrosse, crew chiefed his car there. And then this year, I've been doing tires for Gabe Summers.
Gotcha.
So
there's a lot going on.
Yeah, a lot of stuff going on.
But that also helps you guys figure it out when it's your turn, if you will.
Right,
Yeah.
exactly. And then besides working on the race cars, like Tate said, I build engines, which was really neat too. Was I never drove a car with one of my own engines in it before.
Cool.
So it was pretty neat to finally get to experience that.
Yeah, there's a lot going on. So you got next Friday, Golden Sands. Anything else on your calendar for driving this year?
Yeah, well, I think we're planning on after the championship race at Golden Sands. We're going to run some more races at Wausau, our home track, which we definitely want to get back there and run some races. We ran one there earlier in the year, but with my work schedule and scheduling with having Golden Sands potentially being the next night, we kind of focused on Golden Sands primarily. But we definitely want to run there, the rest of their races at the end of the year. Maybe go to Marshfield for a couple.
Okay.
Just, stick to the local weekly
Yeah,
stuff for now.
cool.
And there's a Tundra race at Golden Sands yet, too, so that's a possibility also.
Wow. A lot going on.
Yeah.
Just got to keep it all in one piece. Can't wreck
Exactly.
nothing. No pressure.
No, well, that's the thing, too. My real competitive years were back, in 08 through 14, and now I just want to have fun. And obviously I want to run well, too, but I want Tate and his family to enjoy it, and especially my crew guys, I want them to enjoy it and have fun. They're just all volunteers helping out, and it's people that I've been friends with. We got Tate.
Name them up. Let's start naming these guys and gals.
Tate and his son Jack. They come. They're crew members on the car. AJ Krieger's my spotter, and then her boyfriend Jake is like my lead mechanic. He helps in the shop. He's around a lot. And then Greg Strasberg does my tires, and that's pretty much our tight group there. Garrett Strakota, he comes and fills in and helps out sometimes too. Small little group. We're all really good friends, and just as long as we go to the track and we have a good time.
Yeah, that's cool. How about sponsorship, Tate? Who'd you bring on board to help you guys race the Super Lates this year?
Tucker's got the list.
Oh, Tucker's got the list
to make sure I don't
was
forget.
Guessing. I was taking a 50-50 shot here. Who's got the rundown?
Of course, Tate Bomber Racing. Tate and his family for owning the car. Bomber Funeral Coach, the business that he runs. Dwayne Krieger Insurance Center. That's AJ and her family's insurance center. They have a number of offices, and we actually run the race team out of their shop.
Okay.
Tucker Miller Motorsports for building a real good engine in that car, Flipside Graphics, they do the graphics on our cars. A&A Lock Service, Keith, he's helped me for, ever since I started, dang near. And even when I, quit in 2014, I went and ran 2 of the Champ Car World Series races at Road America, the 16-hour races.
Yeah.
I did 2 of those, and he even stepped in and helped me do that stuff. Even that's not even his forte at all.
Great.
But Keith helps out a ton of race teams up in our area. Hilltop Auto Wrecking, same thing. They help out a lot of people up in our area as well. Wimmer Motorsports. Travis Sauter does our shocks. Can't thank him enough. And Kim's BS Sauce recently. So
Do we want to go into detail what that actually is? Is it a barbecue sauce?
That is. Oh, yeah.
Okay,
Andy,
just checking.
Yeah,
Fine.
Andy's got a small restaurant.
Yeah,
he serves lunches and stuff like that.
It actually used to be my dad's cafe, and
I didn't know
we ran
that.
it out there just for the industrial park, and then when we decided to close it, Kim took over.
Wow.
So
That's
Cool.
pretty interesting.
Anybody else we should recognize and thank for making this a pretty cool season?
Well, just my dad has been a big supporter, and it's awesome to have my 79-year-old dad, my 15-year-old son, and my 3-year-old son, Jet, all at the racetrack together, enjoying something together. It's hard to get teenagers to put their cell phones down and do something as a family. And that's what makes racing priceless to our family, is the memories and being able to do it. And my dad couldn't be more impressed with Tucker. My dad owns a restaurant in central Wisconsin for 45 years. And at the day he met Tucker, he said, that kid, if he walked into my restaurant, he's probably the most impressive 35-year-old that I've ever met. I'd make him a manager in the first couple of weeks that he worked for me. And the kid knocks my socks off, and I'm like, yeah, I know, he's a special guy.
Getting after it, absolutely. How about I say it for these guys? Thank you, Tucker Miller. Thank you, Tate Baumer, for bringing the car, bringing you guys down and hanging out with us tonight.
Thanks for having us.
Thanks for the cool shirts as well. We're giving those away on the show tonight, after the show. We have one more segment to show you because Bill Holland, his report is on the way next on the Racing Roundup Show, live from Polly's Pub and Eatery. Stick around.
Join the racing crowd every Tuesday night at 6 p.m. Central all season long. Share what you love about short track racing on our Facebook page and on Twitter and Instagram at Racing Roundup. We'll be right back with more of the Racing Roundup Show.
Hey gang, Richie Bickle here. I want you to join us for the largest short track party at sea. Sail the Eastern Caribbean on the Norwegian Encore this coming January 7th to the 14th. Join Scott Hansen and myself and a bunch of other drivers on Bickle's Bon Voyage cruise. Enjoy unlimited craft beer, drinks, gourmet food. You might even get to race against it on the go-kart. We'll have a special question and answer session with the racers on board, and I know it'll be a ton of fun. Escape the January winter weather. We'll see you in the Dominican Republic, Tortola, and the Bahamas, and the U.S. Virgin Islands. Sail the Caribbean with us January 7th through the 14th on Bickle's Bon Voyage. Call Mark at Making Memories Travel at 262-527-1341 or visit mymmtravel.com and click on Bickle's Bon Voyage. Link for information.
Make your pit stop now and get your tickets for the return of the NASCAR Xfinity Series.
July 27th through the 29th at Road America in Elkhart Lake, Wisconsin. This weekend will also be jammed with on-track and off-track action, as the Porsche Carrera Cup will also be on the schedule. Road America voted best NASCAR track by the fans. Kids 16 and under get free admission with paid adult. Come for the experience and stay for the race. Get your tickets now at roadamerica.com. Road America, your national park of speed.
Eliminate the hassles of planning a trip to the races. Hook up with Boring Bob's escorted NASCAR racing tours. Boring Bob offers transportation, lodging, race tickets, nightlife, shuttle service, and more. Boring Bob knows all the back roads into and out of the racetrack to get you in and out fast. Pick one or pick them all. Go in style to Daytona, Bristol, Phoenix, Las Vegas, and more. He has decades of experience and industry contacts galore. You name the race, let Boring Bob do the rest. Call Boring Bob today to make plans now to go on one of Boring Bob's famous escorted NASCAR racing tours. Boring Bob's always at 414-321-1307. That's 414-321-1307.
Need a pack and move? Well, we do a lot of them. And we have all the proper materials to pack your belongings safe and sound so they arrive in the same condition as they went out in. Packing boxes, bubble wrap, mirror packs, lamp boxes, dish packs. We get the job done right. Packed and labeled properly so it all ends up in the right spot in your new place. This is Rick Vanderboom. Blue Mountain Express Moving and Storage will improve your move.
BlueMountainExpress.com. We will improve your move.
Statewide.
Join the racing crowd every Tuesday night at 6 p.m. Central all season long. Share what you love about short track racing on our Facebook page and on Twitter and Instagram at Racing Roundup. We'll be right back with more of the Racing Roundup Show.
And we are back right now on the Racing Roundup program. Thank you for being part of it. We're looking forward to seeing you next Tuesday in Kaukauna at Wisconsin International Raceway. Our show will begin after 4 p.m. Qualifying will soon roll, and we'll get our show going there. Looking forward to seeing you on our program. If you can't join us in person, we'll see you on MidwestTour.tv or on RacingRoundupShow.com for our program before the fans get in the gates and hang out with you. Turn your recyclable metals into cash today at Allied Resource Recovery. They bring us this next segment of our program. Allied Resource Recovery has a location of Waukesha at 1001 Tesh Court and at West Dallas Recycling. ARR West Dallas Recycling is at 80th and Burnham in West Dallas. Visit their website to find out more information at AlliedResourceRecovery.com. I'd like to remind you again, the Bumper to Bumper IRA Outlaw Sprints headline the third annual Road America Sprint Challenge this Friday night at the nearby Plymouth Dirt Track. See IRA's best take on some surprise travelers as they aim for $5,000 to win, including past Knoxville Nationals champion Craig Kinzer, multi-time All-Stars champ from Ohio Greg Wilson, Indiana's Tyler Rankin, and California's Joey Myers. Plus, see Wisconsin's NASCAR star Josh Blicky. We talked to him today. He's probably just getting some more hot laps in at Gravity Park. He'll be racing in the MSA 360s this Friday at Plymouth as well, and Saturday at Road America in the Xfinity Series race. It's the Road America Sprint Challenge this Friday at Plymouth Dirt Track. And remember, you'll see Danny Schlafer and the whole gang racing Friday at Plymouth and Saturday at Wilmot Raceway in the bumper-to-bumper IRA Outlaw Sprints Series. Go to IRAsprints.com for more information. Right now, let's check in with Bill Holland. Where does he travel to this week to bring you the latest news and information and results? Let's find out right now with him in the Groove.
Hi, I'm Bill Holland in the Groove at Wisconsin International Raceway. It's race number 2 of the Red, White, and Blue State Championship Series. Coming into the white race, we have 6 drivers separated by a mere 12 points, and it's quite a collection of racers chasing point leader Sawyer Efforts. 5-time Red, White, and Blue champion Lowell Bennett won one of the twin features in the red race. ASA Midwest Tour point leader Gabe Summers is in the hunt, along with 2-time Red, White, and Blue champ Maxwell Schultz. Former WIR champion Andy Monday in the running as well.
I've been racing out here in the Super Late class for 20 years, and winning the Red, White, and Blue Championship is one of the things that's still on my list to cross off, if you will. So hoping we can have a good, clean night, move forward in both features, and take it into the Blue race.
A strong run in the red race and a feature win earlier this season has Jordan Thiel on everyone's radar.
You know, just to be running back at what I consider home, back in front of the hometown crowd, and then to score a feature win a couple weeks ago was huge. We're looking to carry that momentum into tonight and try and get into the top 5 in the Red, White, and Blue points.
With the Red, White, and Blue Series part of WIR's Thursday night schedule, most of the drivers are local. Slinger Speedway champion R.J. Braun, one visitor who looks to contend.
You got more room here, different racing line, you're not as close. It's easier than racing at Slinger, you know, you're not as close, you just don't tap as much.
Efforts will extend his point lead in qualifying, setting fast time.
Car feels good. We got to put back together. After last week, had some troubles in the feature there. Got the left side tore off, but feels pretty good now. So hopefully, the colder the better for us. Seems to run really good. The cooler it gets. So I'm hoping it cools off tonight.
Our first of 2 33-lap features has Taylor Vandermoss in the 3 and Timmy Springstrow in the 36 on the front row, leading the field to the green flag. Springstrow takes the lead, making the high side work, and trouble behind the leader. Lowell Bennett sideways. Andy Monday has nowhere to go. Jeff Van Oudenhoven in the 45. Gabe Summers in the 15 involved. 4 contenders involved in this one. Summers is out. Monday in the pits with a lot of damage. Van Oudenhoven to the pits. He'll be able to continue. Back to green flag racing with Springstrow taking the high side, leading the way. Vandermoss down low. A lot of racing left in this first of twin features. Springstrow leading in the 36. With R.J. Braun up to second in the 98 car. Race for third in trouble. Grant Griesbach in the 17 goes around. Looks like everyone misses the 17 car, but we're under caution again. Back to green. This time a single file restart. Timmy Springstrow with a shot to win his first ever Red, White, and Blue Series Super Late Model feature. But R.J. Braun is on the move and the Slinger Speedway champion takes over the lead. Brent Strelka in the 52 is doing double duty, racing both Super Late and Pro Late models this season. He takes over the second spot. Can he chase down the leader? Red, White, and Blue point leader Sawyer Efforts with another strong run. He will take over third from Springstrow. Up front, it's the 98. R.J. Braun with a win in the first of our twin Super Late model features.
We had to restub this car. We raced down in New Smyrna and I wrecked it pretty bad, but when we restubbed it, we had to figure everything out, new motor, new chassis. So I think we got our setup book ready, and I think we'll come back at the Dixieland pretty fast.
Pro Late models here have their own Red, White, and Blue points championship. We're green in the fast dash with the 44 of Justin Waller out front. He got his start racing street stocks in central Wisconsin, and like a 70s rock band, he'd head east to race here at WIR. Justin Waller, first to the checkers.
For some reason, the car just got too tight in qualifying, and I felt like I left quite a bit on the table, but we sure put on a strong showing in that dash.
Pro Late model drivers will run a 20-lap feature as their main event, and this one gets wild early. A spin in front of the field, and cars are everywhere. Big hit for the 52 of Brent Strelka. He came in as the point leader, but the 52 will not be able to continue. Strelka taking a big hit in the points as well. Back to green with Tara Springstrow in the 36 on the pole and Brian Monday in the 01 on the high side. Monday's a tough customer in this division. He's had a lot of wins over the years here at WIR. Monday with the lead. Chasing down Brian Monday won't be easy, but watch the 3 car. Brandon Reichenberger in the Mackville Motorsports ride closing and making his move to take the lead. Reichenberger, a regular in the Midwest Truck Series with a lot of laps here, holding off Brazen Bennett in the 9 car, taking a red, white, and blue feature at WIR.
When my dad racing here, coming and seeing the red, white, and blue, and you hear all the prestigious guys that have won the super late stuff, it's neat to have the opportunity to win it, but to win one, to win a white race is exciting.
Our second super late model feature has Jordan Thiel on the pole, Jeff Van Oudenhoven on the high side as we go green. It's Thiel with the lead, JVO second ahead of Chad Butts, Brent Strelka, Timmy Springstrow. 33 laps will settle this one and decide the overall winner for the night. Trouble, caution is out. RJ Braun has gone around, the Slinger Speedway champ, able to get it going and continue. Back to green with Thiel and Chad Butts in the black 8 car up front leading the way. Jordan Thiel is having the biggest season of his career at WIR. Thiel out front. Butts second in the 8. Van Oudenhoven. Sawyer Efforts now 4th ahead of Lowell Bennett and Brent Strelka. Back in the pack, RJ Braun with a lot of work to get to the front. Jordan Thiel has led all the way. He's less than 5 laps from a red, white, and blue feature win. Butts is there. Battle for the lead and contact. Butts spins. Van Oudenhoven goes around. Caution flies. Thiel and Butts will go to the back of the field. It's a single file restart with 4 laps to go. Sawyer Efforts leading the way. Jeff Van Oudenhoven in second with a strong comeback after that incident earlier in the night. But at the end of the night, it's Sawyer Efforts with the feature win. The Red, White, and Blue Series point leader has won both the red and white races in 2023.
Jordan got a pretty raw deal there with the rack and getting put to the back there. It kind of sucked for him, and got handed the front there, but was able to hold off the 45, and I used it up pretty good trying to run those guys down once I got clear into third. Had the rears pretty hot, but held on.
Sawyer Efforts' fast start has him on the cusp of winning his first Red, White, and Blue Series championship. But there's a lot of racing left to go before the final checkered flag falls and the title is crowned. I'm Bill Holland. Thanks for watching, and thanks to everyone who makes this program possible. We'll see you next time we go in the groove on the Racing Roundup Show.
How cool is that? We had Sawyer Efforts here on the show. We had Sawyer on the race, winning the white race. Thank you, Bill Holland, for that report. I didn't know exactly what Bill had in mind for this week's In the Groove. I usually kind of get a game plan ahead of time, but, man, I'm so glad you guys were here to able to watch what Bill does and enjoy the victory one more time with you guys hanging out here on a Tuesday night. Let's remind you there's a big car show this coming weekend. It's this Saturday, 9 a.m. to 3 p.m. in New Berlin. It's a bunch of great people. Want to get the word out. It's located in the Berlin Eisenhower High School parking lot on Sunny Slope in New Berlin. They've got a lot of different cars there, cars and bike show. It's a fundraiser. Food and drinks are provided. Again, it's the New Berlin Backfire Build Team presents Car and Bike Show fundraiser. Food and drinks this Saturday, 9 to 3 in New Berlin at the New Berlin Eisenhower High School parking lot on Sunny Slope in New Berlin. This time last year, we were celebrating a big birthday. A celebration with one guy in mind. He's won 26 area championships. He's in the Southeast Wisconsin Short Track Hall of Fame, and he's sitting next to me right now. Last year, we had a big deal about his birthday. Our show was on his birthday. Tomorrow is Frank Smith's birthday. Tomorrow is my birthday, and my dad, Vern Trado, is over here to do something special that we've done for many years, and Joyce Jeffords and I held a birthday day apart. Vern and the Originals, take it away.
We're going to do a little happy birthday to Jim, and then stick around. We're going to do another one for Frank.
Oh, boy, we got 2 of them going on here.
It's a double whammy.
All
so
right.
anyway, say happy birthday to Jim Trado, my son.
Yeah. All right, here we go. Got one more.
One more.
One more.
One more for Frank.
Dear Frank. Happy birthday, Frank. Absolutely. It's been a great show.
Happy birthday, Jim.
Thank you, Dad. Hey, it's been
too.
Absolutely. Big birthdays. Celebrating tomorrow. Frank and the gang, and I'll be hanging out with a bunch of friends tomorrow as well. Looking forward to seeing you next Tuesday at Kaukauna. It's been a great program. How do I stand for our great guest tonight? Thank you, Tate Baumer. Thank you, Tucker Miller. Thank you, Sawyer for coming down and helping everybody out. Danny Schlafer as well, guys. Thank you so much for being part of the program. We could not have done it without Josh Palicki and Logan Schuart. What a greit show it was. We want to thank our just a great group of people we have working with us. We want to thank Dave Schmalinger, Matt Rapina, Greg Lapine, Sam Trado, Dean Strom, Sherry Prague, Mark Goodman, and Bruce Bod. You guys help out a ton. Thank you for making this show fun. We're on the road next week and the week after that. Check out our website, racingroundupshow.com, to find out where we're headed to next. And as I like to say, and you'll hear again from Dean Strom, support your local racing, set your DVRs, and have at it, racers. We'll catch you next Tuesday in Kaukauna.
We hope you enjoyed our show. Like our show on Facebook and share our show with your friends. Follow and interact with us on Twitter and Instagram at Racing Roundup. To listen and watch our shows on demand, visit our website, racingroundupshow.com. We are delivering fresh content every Tuesday at 6 p.m. Central. Until next time, race fans, this is Dean Strom reminding you to support your local racetracks. Set your DVRs. Have at it, racers.